Hey, welcome again to another live today with Lunta Di La Paulo. I want to welcome all of you for making time to connect with me today through this live. We're gonna be starting soon. Just give me 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna kick things off to go over the 7 things business buyers expect for you to know as a business seller, right? What do you need to know about business buyers as a business seller, okay? Learning this information will make you a more prepared business seller and will allow you to prepare your business to sell it at the higher valuation possible. So give me 1 to 2 minutes and then we're gonna kick things off, okay? Hey, welcome again to tonight's live. I want to welcome you one more time. By way of introduction, my name is Lunta Di La Paulo, and I'm a CPA. I help small business owners to save money on taxes. I also help small business owner improve their business profit and optimize their cash flow. Okay, so if you are in this live, I want to welcome you one more time and I want to tell you what we're going to be covering today, okay? So we're going to be looking at 7 things business owners need to know from the perspective of a business buyers, okay? What are the 7 important things that you need to know as a business owner who expect to one day sell your business, maybe in the next 3 to 5 years, you want to sell your business. So what do you need to know from the standpoint of a business buyer, okay? What business buyers are expecting to see in your business before they can decide whether or not they want to buy your business, your company, okay? So that's what we're going to be covering today. And by learning this information, you'll be in a better position to negotiate the best possible deal possible, the best possible deal for yourself and your family. I tend to think about business sales in a mathematical formula, okay? The best possible business sale you can ever have will have the following scenario, okay? Number one, preparation. The better you're prepared, the more likely, the higher the chances of you getting the best possible value or price out of your business. Number two, knowing the right buyer, okay? If you know who should be the best or the most optimal or the right buyer for your business, then you increase the chances of actually selling your business, okay? This morning, we published an article under the same title, okay, that literally addresses some of that addresses the 7 key points we're going to be going over today. And I want you to take a look into that article if you are more a learner that enjoys reading, okay? A lot of the information that I'm going to share here with some example, it's going to add a little bit more color into that article we published this morning. But here's what I wanted to tell you, okay? A lot of businesses in the US will never sell, okay? And they will never sell because number one, they aren't necessarily businesses. They are uh, highly dependent on a single owner. And when that owner is no longer in the picture, that entire structure collapses, okay? So that's not a business. Good businesses, as you'll learn through this presentation today, are the type of structure that can operate with or without the business owner present. Okay. So just so that you know, if you are still in a position or in a place where you absolutely need to be in your business before it does anything valuable, then you are not ready yet to sell your business. Okay. And I'm gonna share with you how you can change that situation in a little bit here. So here's the 7 things that we want to cover, and I'm gonna go straight into them. Okay. The first thing that a business buyer want to see in your business before deciding whether or not they want to buy is the financial performance. Okay. If your business doesn't have an optimal financial performance, usually a lot of buyers want to see at least 20% net profit. Okay. When a buyer wants to move forward with a business acquisition, they'll ask you for the last 3 years profit and loss statement and last 3 years tax returns. Of course, you're not gonna provide that information until you have you had them sign an NDA. Okay. So from the financial performance perspective, excuse me, the buyer are gonna need a profit and loss statement, balance sheet, usually 2 years can do the job, and cash flow statement, which most business owners usually don't have the cash flow statement. But just be mindful that having a profit and loss statement, a balance sheet, and cash flow statement ready will make you look more a credible business owner. Okay. On the profit and loss statement, usually business buyers are really interested in seeing a stability around your revenue level, no major fluctuations from year to year or from month to month. Sometimes business buyers will ask you for P&L by month. Okay, the last 18 months of P&L month by month. Okay, so if you don't have that ready, it's a good practice to start assembling these files. Okay, the balance sheet, usually a 2-year balance sheet does a good job. You know, we are in 2024. You'll essentially need to provide 2022 and 2023 balance sheet, and there could be a need for providing, excuse me, for providing a year-to-date balance sheet as well. From cash flow perspective, it's really critical that your cash flow, if you're providing it, has a positive cash flow from operations, right? It essentially tells the business buyer that, hey, this is a cash generating business and it's in a good place. Okay. Depending on your industry, there are other ratios for the profit and loss statement and balance sheet as well. So make sure to start putting together this kind of information available and ready, okay, and ready before you move your company to the market, okay? So that's very important. And you need to have your tax returns done. If you're a business owner and you're not getting your tax returns prepared, you know, it raises a lot of eyebrows and a lot of suspicions. Okay, so make sure you have filed your last 3 years tax returns at the corporate level and at the personal level. Okay, just to make sure that your business is covered accurately. That's also, you know, we're gonna touch on compliance in a little bit, but this is really, you know, the first few items that are important to assess the financial performance of the company. And, you know, there are a number of reports that I didn't add into this slide, but are really important for you to have. Things like the revenue report, right? If you don't have your revenue report available, it's a good idea to start putting it together, okay? You need to know how much each customer, each client brings to your company, and who are the major clients, for example. And the other type of reports you need to have, your bank statements, okay? Because bank statements and, depending on the size of your business, it's also a good idea to have bank reconciliations, okay? Because these items would help business buyer to perform the proof of cash, okay? And your AR, your APs reports, right? So that the potential buyer can actually figure out what's happening, what's taking place um, into this company finances, okay? So this is number one, having an optimal financial performance, okay? The second thing that you need to make sure to have is a stable, diversified, and recurring customer base, okay? I make it a point to really go slow here. You need to have a customer base that is stable, diversified, and bringing recurring revenue, right? If you have all these three items, the better for your business. You can increase your business value just like that, okay? So depending on the business model or the industry, it may not be feasible to have all the three items. But what the key idea here is really to make your revenue, okay, as predictable as possible, okay? A lot of company, excuse me, that are project based, okay, or job based, for example, in the construction space, okay, they are not they're not gonna have the same client coming over and over for a construction project or remodeling projects, okay? Someone wants a house, they get a house built once, and then it's gonna be there for a couple decades or a few decades, okay? um, so what you really want to make sure is to build a system that makes your revenue predictable, okay? It might not be recurring. I've had a client in the solar installation space that had an amazing sales team that ensured that they had a pipeline full of new leads. And from there, they were actually able to continuously generate new sales. Okay. So you really want to make sure you have a very, very proactive business development team that ensures that you are continuously generating new leads and bringing new clients to the firm. Okay. So number two, having a stable, diversified, and recurring customer base. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about diversification. Today, the word of the day is niche. Okay. A lot of businesses today are niching, are picking a space in the marketplace that they feel comfortable and they serve that group of customers, okay? And how do you diversify when you are in niche? The way to diversify maybe is to not have client concentration, okay? You can't afford having a client base where 50% of your revenue is concentrated by 3 or 4 large clients. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. If you are a $2 million firm and $1 million of your revenue come from 3, 4 clients, that's a problem. Okay. And buyers are not gonna pay a premium for that. But if you have an evenly balanced client base where maybe one single client uh, have at most 5% of your company's revenue, that's less risky and that's better than having clients that takes about 20-25% of your revenue. Okay. So this is the second thing. As a business owner, you need to know that buyers expect to find in a company they're looking to acquire. Now, the third thing that you need to make sure is that your business needs to show that it has a favorable future outlook. Okay. What does that mean? A buyer, yes, they're looking into your financial statements, they're looking into your tax returns, they're seeing what happened in the past. They're looking what already took place. Okay. They're not buying the business for the benefits that you took. They are looking to buy the business for the benefits they will get tomorrow. Okay, so you need to show that your business still have good times ahead of them, ahead of it. Okay, some indication of favorable future outlook could be an untapped niche, a new market that the business have been trying to enter, but because of limited resources, maybe time, maybe staff, the business haven't been able to move to that space, to that niche, to that market, or certain products that are at the end of a life cycle in one niche could be at the beginning of the product life cycle in a different market, right? So you really need to make sure that you are showing to the potential buyer, hey, this business still have longevity. This business still have a long way to go. Okay, let me tell you a story now. We were looking to buy an accounting firm over 8 months ago. And when you look at this firm, the profit was there, it was generating good cash, things looked on paper really good. But once we started reviewing the customer base, we came to realize that about 70 to 80% of the customer base were at or near retirement age. Okay. A lot of the client, or the majority of the client, in fact, were already near retirement. Okay. And we know that when business owners reach retirement age, or just individuals, right, their incomes are declining typically. They have less need for professional service, accounting. Some of their professional needs change a little bit, right? They'll need attorneys a little bit more for their state and will and wealth transfer, and they can work with us accountants as well for that specific purpose. Okay, but what really made me a little bit more uncomfortable was the fact that, by looking into all these business owners, you could see that they were starting to get ready to sell their business. That was a highly risky proposition for us, because if they sell the business, the new buyer decides not to continue with the accounting firm that we just purchased. Guess what? We just lost a lot of valuable clients. Okay. And we didn't want to take on that level of risk, so we ended up not closing that specific deal. Okay. So it's important to be mindful about what's ahead and to think from the perspective of a potential buyer. The fourth thing now that business owners looking to sell need to know is about their company's reputation, right? What's the reputation your business have in the marketplace? Are you seen as a company that provides value to society, or are you seen as a company that treats badly its employees or its other members of the community or society? Are you the type of company that people love doing business with because of its character, integrity? What is that culture looks like inside and around you? Okay. So very important thing to really nail down here. And as a business owner, uh, I look into businesses to buy, advise clients who are looking to sell or buy business. About over a year ago, we were actually advising a client who's looking to sell. But what happened was about five years ago, they actually were part of a merger. They combined their company with another company in the same line of business, and because of the poor culture in that other company, they ended up having continuous conflict. The owners of the other companies just didn't have good business practice. And because they didn't do a proper due diligence on them, after the merger, they started realizing all this problem around the company's reputation, company's credibility. And guess what? In less than a year, they ended up splitting apart. Okay. And it's an expensive process to merge and to demerge. Okay. So really, as a business owner who's looking to sell a business, right, make sure to review your online presence. Check for reviews, check for what people are saying on the news, on social media about your company. Ask your customers how they perceive your company, what they think about your company. Okay. That could really highlight whether this is an opportunity that a potential buyer would want and not be interested to miss, or the type of business that people are not interested in touching. Here's another story for you. We were advising a client, and they were based in New York, and it was a client that initially I had a little bit of challenge working with. And part of the reason we took this client is because the network of client, of company, of CPA firm that I am part of, occasionally they are a project that we take on together. We leverage each other resources, and sometimes it's cost effective to serve certain large clients that way. And this client came through one of my partner's business, and we started advising this client. And early on, when I started doing due diligence on this company, there was an accusation of sexual assault on this client, but the case was dismissed. And I pointed out to my partners, hey, look, this could become a problem. There will be potential buyers who are not going to be interested in buying this company because of this specific problem. And guess what? When the company went to market, whew, oh my gosh, really great buyers, credible, qualified people who showed not only interest, but they had the financial means to acquire the business, and they liked the company. Once that specific issue came to the conversation, that was a big turn off to them. Okay. It was a big turn off to them. And the deal, it just didn't close and continues to the market even after I left that engagement. So make sure that your company has a polished reputation, a solid, image in the market, that people, when they look up your name, your business, they don't have anything that will make them feel like, oh my God, I don't want to be involved with something like, someone like this. Okay. So that's the reputation side. The fifth item is your operational processes and systems. Okay. This is really where most small businesses, fail. Most businesses in the US don't have processes and systems that make them, that adds up into their longevity even after the owner is no longer around. Okay. What makes Apple Apple is the fact that Tim Cook can leave Apple and Apple continues to deliver incredible results. Okay. Okay, what makes Facebook Facebook is the fact that Mark Zuckerberg can leave Facebook and Facebook continues to deliver incredible results. Okay, Walmart got where it is today not by relying solely on its initial founder, right? It's about the culture, the process, the system that have been laid in place to create a business that continues whether or not the founder is there. Okay. Business buyer want that in a business. This is not to say that your processes or your systems have to be perfect by no means, but you need to have the basic. Okay. Do you have a system for client acquisition? Do you have a system for servicing clients? Do you have a system for hiring, training, developing, retaining, and firing employees? Do you have a system for your financial reporting? Do you have a system for AR processing, AP processing? Do you have those systems in place? Okay, very important for a business owner who's looking to sell a company to have in place. So I want to encourage you, right, to start thinking about your business, your operation system. Okay, because if you don't have these key and important systems in place, your business is going to be less and less and less valuable. Today, we are at a time where automation technology is critical to have. If most of your processes are manually intensive, the value of your business will be low. Okay. We are in a time where business is conducted online, it can be conducted remotely, then you need to start having key systems around that. Okay. And I'm gonna move to our sixth item here that could make your business a little bit more valuable, right? That is about talent and your team. Okay. Nothing will make, excuse me, a potential buyer run away faster than coming to a business where there is only one operator, a sole operator. That's a bad situation to be. You need to have a team around you, a team of talented individuals who are there, who know what they're doing, how to do it. They understand the vision, they're committed to it, and they are proficient at doing their work with or without you present. Okay. And that's also about the culture. What type of culture you have built in your business, in your organization, right? Do you have a high or low turnover of employees? The higher the turnover, the bad your business will look at the eyes of a potential buyer. Because the question will be, why are people leaving? Why can't you retain people, right? The idea is to build a dream team, right? What you really need is a dream team, talented people who are committed, who are gonna stay around even if you're not there physically, even if you're no longer the owner of that company, of that entity. Okay. So, and the last item that I want to touch on here is around compliance and risk management. Okay. We talked about filing your taxes, filing them on time, risk management. We could have an entire life about it. Okay. But the key idea here is to make sure that at the legal regulatory framework, your business is spot on. Okay. Uh, One thing that I often see is businesses misclassifying employees and as an independent contractor. Okay. That's a big problem that a lot of small businesses have. And often when the IRS comes, they will reclassify your independent contractor into business and you'll owe a lot of FICA taxes, right? Medicare taxes and Social Security taxes. And that's gonna come with added penalties and interest on top of them. So be careful about that. at the business level, if you have if you do sales of products, pay your sales taxes. Okay, pay your sales taxes on time and avoid penalties. Okay, any filing, any reporting, you need to be on top of all these. If there are any issues with any litigation with vendors, with employees, with client, make sure to address it, to resolve it before you take your business to the market. Okay, so there are other areas of risk management we can talk about, right? If we start breaking down each part of your business, there are places where we can find issues and that could create risk, not only for you today, but especially for the buyer. So here's where I'm gonna be ending my live today. Make sure to go over these 7 items in your business and start preparing your business for success. Now, if you need help from us to assist you in preparing your business for an exit in the foreseeable future, please let us know. Use our contact information that is here available for you, and our website is also available here. Happy to connect with you to set up a meeting to, help you in any ways that we can. So thank you very much for your time today, and I appreciate your support and your willingness to spend time with us here. I hope this information was valuable to you. And if it is valuable, please share it with other people who could benefit from it. And I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. Here we are. Let me know if there is anything that I can do to help you. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you soon.